about the whole PlayStation thing because I really was excited to start playing some games again and do a couple of Let's Plays, but there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, if the magic of the internet tells me the connection is bad, there's no settings I can tinker with. There's nothing I can do. So, oh God, I don't want to hear myself talking. Horrible. Why do you guys listen to this? Every single streamer hates their own voice. I checked this. I thought it's just me, but no, like, people love their own farts and hate their own voice. Someone should clip that, because it's true. It's one of the most important wisdoms that I can share with you. People love their own farts, but hate their own voices. I don't know why that is. Do you like your own farts, Sarah? Do you? Like when you blast a mean one that scratches your anus and that itch, and then you're surrounded by the stench, and you go like... And do you, in that moment, want to leave the area, or do you want to hang around just a little bit? Just say, stay in there to marinate it. What type of person are you, Sarah? Be honest. Don't lie. I can tell. I can tell from how fast you're typing whether you're lying or not. Yeah, I was trying to play Detroit Rocky Desert Flower, but unfortunately, the internet didn't want me to play that. Hello, Simon. Welcome. Girls don't fart? No. It's just pretty girls don't fart. I don't know if Sarah is a pretty girl or not. Dude, I've been living with my grandmother. I can tell you 100% that her ass was like one of those Viper racing cars. Like, the concept that girls don't fart, yeah, it doesn't hold up if you grew up in grandma's house. I can tell you that. It's because we hear our voice differently from what other people hear. That is actually correct, right? Like when you use a recording of yourself and you play it back, it sounds different. But even then, like, why should you not like it? Why is it bad? Every single time I decide to have some fun with chat, Beck thinks that I'm drunk. Meh. I need to invite you to a drinking event with me so that you can see how people actually are when they're drunk. I don't understand why though, and it's always meh. Like he's the only one that thinks he has the ability to tell whether or not I have ingested alcohol. But I'll tell you this, meh, you lack this very important life essential skill. Like, when you're going to have a child, he's going to go out drinking and you won't know. And then he's going to come home sober and you're going to improperly accuse him of being drunk. Like, meh is actually going to be a horrible father. Meh is going to be one of those dads that ends up being a tyrant. I am willing to bet that his son is going to be squeaky clean, one of those educated lads, comes home, doesn't drink, doesn't touch alcohol, and May is going to be like, "You're drunk, son. You drank the liquor, didn't you?" And he's going to falsely accuse him once, twice, 3 times, and then eventually his son is going to be like, "Fuck you, dad. You know what? If you're going to accuse me anyway, might as well make you not be a liar." And Mech's son is going to go and going like, glug, 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 and he's going to drink, and then Mech is going to not accuse him that day. I don't care where you work. If you worked in bars, then it didn't work properly. You just can't tell whether a person is drunk or not. And by the way, that was Pepsi. That was Pepsi that I drank. Yes, I do deny that I had alcohol. I had alcohol yesterday. I don't like drinking 2 days in a row. I drank 2 beers yesterday. I felt like such a badass. Tyranny is good parenting? No, I disagree. I think, like, there's 2 types of bad parenting. One type of bad parenting is being overindulgent and doing whatever the kid asks you. Or not caring, right? Like, those types of parenting are bad. And then you have, like, the looming presence, like the godlike helicopter parenting, where you need to know what the kid is doing at every millisecond. That is also bad parenting. Like, parenting is actually finding that sweet spot, knowing what to give and what to take. All right. Let's get down to business. Usually I wait to have 100 people, but I don't think I can even pull 100 people now. I think that by advertising VTubers and promoting other channels and not streaming at regular hours and not using thumbnails and using awful titles, Yeah, I managed to get rid of most of my viewers. Like, I didn't want to grow because I had like 500 viewers, and that was big at the time. And then I had 600 people watching. I think I had over 1,000 when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. But now I was like, oh shit, I don't want to grow too big. Because like what happened with Short Fat Otaku, he actually got on the trending list, and then Scrump dropped a gamer word and demonetized his entire channel. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that shit. So I was like, okay, well, let's be small. Let's be tiny. Let's be tiny again. And now I think I was overly successful. Why am I so successful at everything that I attempt? Yeah, so I started promoting VTubers and stuff, and now I see people from my chat that I used to know by name betraying me in Pippa's chat, in Lisa's chat, in Koa's chat, in Rosa's chat, and then everywhere, just not in my chat, so it is what it is, I guess. How the hell you'll pull 100 with Friday Night Tights playing? What? I don't know what Friday Night Tight is, but I guess, you know, it's also the environment, right? Because like a lot of people are streaming now. And by the way, like this whole thing with Amber Heard is just, oh my god, like everyone is watching it. I get it though. But like, let me show you something, right? This is not that I'm jealous on the numbers or anything, but this is like me and my content, right? Like I also used to watch some people on YouTube and I enjoyed their content. But the problem is like they only talk about the trial now. And I don't blame them, right? Because it's good for business. But like, look here. Let me show you something, you bigot. Right? So I used to watch the Yellow Flash for the comic books. Like I like to see his take on comic books. And look here. Wow, Johnny Depp lawyers just got obliterated. Amber Heard evidence. Camille Vasquez wrecks Amber Heard. Devastating. Medical experts back up Johnny. Justice. Johnny Depp. 6 years of this. Johnny Depp wrecked Amber Heard. Checkmate. My god, you know, I think I need to start doing this in the title. A couple of words with caps. See, now I'm actually trying to grow again because in the beginning I was trying to be small. But this is what you need to do, right? So you need to put in the title, like, something with caps and exclamation. Breaking, done, devastating, just... Like, these are the things you need to do. And then the thumbnail is very important. Like, the thumbnail needs to have human faces. Right? Like, human faces with weird expressions. Like, this is what people want to click on. And what do people want to click on, right? Like, weird expression. Oh. And, like, it's kind of weird because I think maybe I have autism or some shit because I'm not like this. Like, this is what attracts me to a video. Like, what attracts me to a video is the title, that's it. But no, like, people care about the thumbnail as well. So, like, they want to see human faces making funny expressions with big letters on. Like, this is what gets the clicks. Here's the thing about it. Yeah, the soy face. Here's the thing about YouTube, right? Let me show you something. I'm curious if I can actually go into the analytics. So I can show you the mysteries of YouTube, right? Like how... I don't even know if I should show you this, actually. This is classified information, chat. You're not supposed to see this. You're not supposed to understand what goes behind the scenes. But, alright. I think I can show you this. Hold on. Give me a second, right? Give me okay. I can show you this now. Here we go. So, this is the way YouTube works. The way you need to look at this is like you're a salesman, and what you're selling is your content, right? Like you're selling your videos. So this is the number of people that YouTube displays your videos to. So when people go to their browsing page, this is what they see, right? So my videos this month were being shown to 1.2 million people. And then how many people clicked on your video? So basically, like, this is YouTube promoting you. And then you're looking like how many people clicked when they saw the video. And then it's like how much time did people actually spend watching it. So basically, like, the promotion, this is something that you can't really affect that much. But how many people actually bought the product and how many people spent time, right? So you want this number to be big. And the bigger this number, then YouTube promotes your videos more. So that's pretty much how it works. This is, yeah, it is botted. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like I guess like it's not a PR team, like a sales team. They have these charts. And that's how YouTube works, right? This is how you know if you're doing good or doing bad. Like the people who are going like, oh well, YouTube is suppressing me, blah blah blah. Sort of, but not really, right? Because yeah, sure, you're not going to appear in the search algorithm because that's where the corporations appear. But will you appear in someone's browsing history? Will you appear in someone's suggested videos? And that's up to you, right? Like, you get the chance to pop up in someone's suggested videos, and when you do, if they click on you, then you're going to get more chances to pop up. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone watched around 15 minutes, but this is a stream, so it's kind of normal. And it's not really like 15 minutes, it's an average, right? Like, you can have a lot of people that watch the whole stream, but if you have a couple of people that click in and click out, like, that really destroys the average. So, it's not necessarily that people watch 15 minutes. It can be more complicated than that, but, yeah. Basically, you want the number to be higher. Like, you want people to watch you as much as possible. And also, what's important is, like, the first seconds of a video. Like, the first 10 or 20 seconds, that's when you can captivate people. After that, people tune out. Do you have PVZ GW2? No, but I have AG7 7654. I do have that. And I also have FHG LMT. Is that good? GW Manin? Okay. Let's go back to this, right? Because this was interesting, and this is. And by the way, if you're wondering what the fuck this is This Week Is Stupid. Like, I'm getting ready to make the video, and this is the articles that I got. Right, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. All right, so I actually talked about this in a video. I think you guys probably seen it, but basically like complaining, you know, the same shit. It's like, oh my god, Gamergate. The alt-right. I already mentioned, you know, like, the alt-right doesn't exist anymore. And if it did, why would you be upset that they're occupying their time with celebrity gossip? Right? Like, I would understand if you're freaking out that they're getting into politics, that they're trying to go door to door to people, to push their ideology or whatever. You know, I want to talk about the Jews. Let's talk about the Jews. If they did that, but like, no, they're talking about celebrity gossip. It's like, okay. I would rather have communists talk about celebrity gossip than going into office. Yeah, the alt-right assemble. All 57 of them. So, I gotta say, like, I admire Zoe Quinn. Like, she's got so many talents. First of all, as I mentioned before, the things that she gets away with are astonishing. I mean, this woman bullied a man to death. And then started... Well, no, actually, she started this before. But the very fact that she started an organization that was against online bullying. What was it called? I forgot the name of it. But there was an actual organization which she started. People claim that it was a scam. I don't know, I haven't followed it. But basically, it was like, you would contact her organization and go like, oh my god, I'm getting online bullied. And she'd be like, oh, that's so bad. Like, let's see if we can help you out. And, turns out that later on, she bullies a guy, which had mental issues, right? And she manages to get this person completely ostracized, and the person kills himself. Now, if it was anyone else, they would have been a pariah. Like, no one would promote them, no one would want to work with them, no one would associate with them. I mean, that's some nasty shit. Holy crap, right? But like, no, with her, she bounces right back as if it didn't happen. Yeah, Crash Override Network, that was what it was called. No, Bully Hunters was Zombie Unicorns Project. Right? Like another lady, which painted her tits on Twitch and then went to E3 and started complaining about boof babes. Like, all these people, massive hypocrites, massive liars. I just don't understand where you can find a bigger hive of villainy than when you look at the game developers and Twitch streamers and, you know, like all these entertainers, let's put it like that. All these online entertainers that are speaking the speech, you know, like the ones that are saying the correct things and saying what needs to be said. Yeah, like, people are saying, oh my gosh, she's a game developer because she made Depression Quest. That's like calling myself an editor because I can put some videos together, you know, like, I wouldn't call myself an editor just because I edit some YouTube videos barely, you know. But okay, fine. I suppose, like, technically it's true. It's like calling myself a movie director because I make YouTube videos, you know. Like, it's so weird. Who does that? The AstroTurf never faces accountability. I agree. So, male gamers, like look at this conspiracy that they're pushing. All right, what are the fact checkers? Male gamers seeing an opportunity to reclaim their territory from feminists. So you're thinking that male gamers from different nations got together in order to push the So it's an international cabal, an international conspiracy theory to reclaim their territory. Like, okay, do you have any proof of this? And why? Why would male gamers do this? Like, I remember back in 2016, seeing a girl gamer was actually quite rare. The reason wasn't that people were pushing them out. The reason was that they found it's childish to play games. Like, all the women in my life before 2016 told me I need to grow the fuck up and stop playing games because only kids play games. Hey, what is a man? But no, like, the way they are making it sound is like video gamers, male gamers, yeah? They were surrounded by waves of pussy to the point where, like, they had so many women in their lives that it's like, oh no, we just want this space to be ours. We just want gaming to be our space. So anyway, they attacked Quinn and other female gamers, doxing them and sending repeated rape and death threats. Notice how they don't mention the fact that the FBI failed to arrest a single person because they didn't find the crime being committed. And notice how they failed to mention that all these women that got all these threats made a lot of money. I mean, Zoe Quinn, if I'm not mistaken, she went to the United Nations, chat. She went to the fucking United Nations for getting bullied online. How much have you got bullied online? Because I got bullied online. I got doxxed. I got all of this. You know, I got all sorts of threats. It's true, though. I never got the rape threat. Alright? Like, that might be my male privilege in action. My troll privilege prevented me from getting those types of threats. People have threatened to rape my mother, though. I don't know if that counts or not. But like, why don't I get to go to the United Nations? I want to go to the UN. Suck and poop it. Take me to the UN. The UN is trash? I don't fucking care, dude. It's so fucking cool. You get to go there. It's a nice holiday. You know, you talk. You get to say some things. You get your name out. Do you know how many people would watch my live stream if I went to the UN and had the speech? You get to meet people, right? Like, business opportunities open up. And you get a nice holiday. It's expensive. How much does it cost to go to the UN? I think it's at least $1,000 ticket from Romania. Plane ticket, right? And then you need another couple of hundreds to get the hotel room. Plus the pocket change money to, you know, because you're traveling around and you need to buy food and whatnot. You need at least $2,000, if not $3,000, for a couple of days to go at the UN. Can the UN beat up the EU? No, unfortunately not. But like, I notice like politicians like simping for power because it kind of takes away your responsibility, right? Like for example, if you're a British politician, you like the EU because it takes away your responsibility. You can just say, well, oh, inflation. Well, it's because of the EU, you know? So you don't have to do much. You just get the legislation on your desk and you sign it. Like that's the dream of most politicians. They sit on a desk, They have the laws coming in and they just sign it. That's what they want to do. So the states in Europe, they love the EU. And I'm pretty sure, like, with this logic, the EU is going to love the UN. Like, if it's ever going to come to the fact that the UN is going to get more power and start integrating more countries, you know, solidifying, like in Star Trek, yeah, I do think, like, the EU would love that. We are seeing a similar kind of coordinated campaign now against Amber Heard and her supporters in her ongoing trial against Johnny Depp. From popular hashtags to the creation of memes and misinformation. Motherfucker, you just misinformed the living shit out of your readers here. Like, look how much misinformation. You literally think, like, you're promoting the idea that there was a grand international conspiracy cabal between male gamers in order to kick women out of gaming. And now you're complaining about misinformation. The anti-Amber train has expertly commanded... has been expertly commandeered by the alt-right. Why would the alt-right give a flying fuck about Amber? What do they have to gain? What does the alt-right have to gain on whether or not Amber wins her trial? Can anyone fucking tell me? What are the alt-right with the Jews and stuff? Like, why would they give a shit? Like, if they can commandeer hashtags and they can push misinformation and make all of this shit, why would they bother with this lady? Shouldn't they be bothering with Nancy Pelosi or, I don't know, like someone important? Why would they care? And if they do care, why do you care? Like, it's good. Let them care about celebrity gossip rather than politicians. They seem to be quite powerful. They seem to be quite harmful. I mean, look, they can make memes. You can't make memes. If you could, you would. You don't have the tools to deal with them. They're too strong. They're too powerful. They make memes. My fucking God. And they misinform. You're a journalist. You can't misinform. You have no idea how to do it. If someone paid you to do misinformation, you wouldn't know. Your mind isn't capable of that. They are like super geniuses. They're like Dr. Evil. They're like Dr. Evil, like creating all of this internet harm. Holy shit. Hello, Aider. The case itself is complicated. Oh my fucking God. I'm glad, like, this is the journalistic analysis. Alright? The case itself is complicated. And by the way, like, notice how sleazy she is, right? Like, she talks about Gamergate, and she says, okay, doxing, rape threats and death threats, okay? And then she talks about the Amber trial, and she's saying, alright, well, what they're doing is, like, they're creating memes, and they're posting popular hashtags. It's like, well, why is this a bad thing? Like, are we not allowed to make memes anymore? Are we not allowed to make hashtags anymore? Like, is this... How do you get from, like, doxing and rape and death threats to, like, oh, they're making memes and they're making popular hashtags? Motherfucker, Chip and Dale makes popular hashtags. I don't know. I mean, is this a problem? Like, there are people on the left like Vosh and Hassan Piker, which are making popular hashtags. Why is this a problem? My God, like, I would love to talk with these journalists. Like, I would love to have this lady over here just to ask her a couple of questions. You know? I wouldn't say anything. Like, I wouldn't interrupt her or anything. I would just ask questions. It's like, okay, so what's the problem with making memes? Yeah, the memes are serious business. Why can't you make memes? Have you ever made a meme in your life? Have you ever made a meme in your life? No, why not? Journalists can't make memes. The case itself is complicated. In court, the outcome ultimately rests on whether or not Heard committed defamation in 2016 op-ed, in which Depp was not named. I love how all of a sudden, like, they're very accurate in their description. Like, she doesn't mention Zoe Quinn's KDA here. She doesn't mention Zoe Quinn's exploding Patreon here. But now, all of a sudden, like, okay, well, the Depp was not made. None of which appears to matter to those who support Depp, includes attacking Heard online. Well, yeah, because you can see when she is lying, regardless of what the trial is about. Like, I didn't follow the trial until I saw a makeup company BTFOing her. Like, she claimed that she had this makeup kit, which she would hold it in her purse throughout the marriage with Johnny Depp to cover her bruises, right? Like, that was her claim. And then the fucking makeup company comes out and says, hold on a little bit. When you were married with him, that particular brand wasn't even out to the public. So she lied, right? And that's when I started watching. I don't care about, like, whether or not... Because here's the thing. Being guilty or not has nothing to do with being proven or not. Like, in the court, you're trying to prove whether or not someone is guilty. But you can still be guilty, and people cannot have the proof to prove that you did it, right? So in the eyes of the law... But that is the thing with the eyes of the public, which, by the way, I was reminded by journalists. It's like, during the Kavanaugh hearings, it's like, oh, yes, but the court of public opinion... Oh, the court of public opinion, you know, like, it doesn't matter about justice. No, we're into social justice. The court of public opinion. I haven't seen the new Chip and Dale movie trailer, by the way. I heard it's great. I heard it's something. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, if I have time. How much of this article do we have left? Holy shit. I love the fact that they don't have comment sections anymore. I mean, comments. Like, why do we want the peasantry to voice their opinions? Screw the peasants. So, as well as negative. Oh, not negative hashtags. Not negative hashtag. How can you post negative hashtags? Oh, abusive hashtags. Oh my god. Oh. Let me tell you something. Do you remember, like, last year or 2 years ago? When was it? I think it was last year. When Johnny Depp was being abused. I mean, she makes a claim, doesn't back it out. Like, she doesn't show any proof whatsoever. Alright? Like, there's no trial. There's nothing. Like, okay, Johnny beat me. And then we get to see Johnny being fired from all the projects. Johnny being abused and harassed on Twitter. Like, we get to see all of that shit unfold, and all of a sudden, Catherine was nowhere to be found. Where was she? Where were you, Catherine? I was looking for you. I needed your guidance and opinion. I needed you to share light on the subject, but you were not there. Where were you? What were you doing when Johnny was being harassed? Because you can't... Look, I'm looking at this lady, and you know what I see? I see a person who cares about justice. I see a person that is dedicated to uncovering the truth. It's probably when she was a little girl, she wanted to be a journalist so she can uncover the truth. But unfortunately, when Johnny Depp was being abused and harassed on Twitter, she was nowhere to be found. Such a pity. I mean, the article she could have wrote. It was probably also Gamergate that was responsible for harassing Johnny. You know, like, maybe this is what Gamergate it was doing, you know? Like, they were the evil mastermind of the internet, and they decided, alright, look, we're going to first harass Johnny Depp, and then people are going to get outraged enough so that when he sues Amber, we're going to, we're going to then be able to get the political clout required to start those hashtags and those memes. What is Lasika? I don't know what LASIK is. That's why when she gave the money from her divorce to the ACLU and LA hospital... Oh yeah, again. I never thought, like, skimming money from the ACLU is going to be considered a bad thing until I saw Amber. Oh my god. So anyway... With users leaving fake negative review for mental health professionals, including David Spiegel, who took to the stand this week. Oh yes, we never see negative reviews being given online over political opinions or over people behaving in public. You know, like, for example, do you honestly not think that if you were to have a person being racist, right? Like, let's say a chef, right? A chef at a restaurant being racist. and maybe he cooks the best food in the world. He's like a 3-star Michelin chef, right? But he's racist. He said a racist joke. Do you not think that if people find out and the restaurant refuses to fire him, do you not think that there's going to be negative reviews? Are you going to pretend that all the reviews online are because of the quality of the product and the way that the people behave outside of work doesn't influence the reviews that they're getting? You know, I would like to live in a perfect world, a perfect utopia where all the reviews are based on the product that's being sold. So if it's a restaurant, I don't care who you're hiring, is the food good or not? Right? Like, just the product. If it's a car company, can you make good cars? No, like, obviously that's not going to be the case. Like, the political opinions of people, the way they conduct in public, all of that shit is going to affect the reviews. And let's not pretend that, oh my god, like, the far right is giving negative reviews. The far left does the exact same shit whenever they can. I mean, do we have to bring up Chick-fil-A? Do we have to bring up Chick-fil-A? Again, you know, like, Catherine, you were not there during the great Chick-fil-A review massacre. Where were you? I was looking for you everywhere to bask in your wisdom and glory, but you were never to be found. Oh my god, why is Catherine missing out on these important events? Oh well, at least now she's here. Just delete the bad reviews like Amazon does with mine. Oh my god, do you guys remember, like, the female Ghostbusters? Like, I know for a fact, because I was seeing it in real time. So, what they did was they were deleting all of the actual criticism they would get on YouTube. Because, like, here's the thing, right? There were... You had, like, the trailer for the female Ghostbusters. And there were two types of two types of YouTube comments. You had, like, the YouTube comment that was articulate and well-spoken. Like, man, why are you doing this? This is a bait and switch, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't like the jokes. I don't like the special effects. You know, like, just accurate criticism to the movie. And then there were, like, a couple of unhinged comments. Like, oh my god, these bitches. Why are you hiring these sluts? Blah, 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 blah. You know, like, actual misogyny. So, what the person in charge of the account did, he was removing all of the normal criticism. Like, he was deleting all of the comments that were, like, legit criticism to the trailer, and he was leaving only the unhinged misogyny so that journalists could make articles and go like, oh, the unhinged misogyny on the board, blah, blah, blah. But if you wrote anything positive or anything, like, negative but well-spoken, it would have been deleted. Yes, my belly button is a tattoo. Shut up! By the way, how many people are watching? Did I get... Oh, shit. I need to check to see if I got any super chats. If I did, I'm sorry for not reading them. Okay, that's good. I don't get super chats. That's alright. I didn't have my phone turned on, so I wouldn't be able to tell. But okay, now I do. So again, this coordinated anger against Amber Heard has also been taken up by some publications. But like, why? Like, you still haven't explained why. Why are people going after... Like, what do they have to gain? Why is this being done? What is the explanation for this? Is there like any... Like, all of these people that are conspiring from... I mean, it's an international conspiracy at this point, right? I mean, popular hashtags. You need to be getting a lot of numbers in order to do this. It's about quality, not quantity. I see. Oh my god, Justice, you know what? I am going to read your name this time just because you're the only person that donated to me today. Justice for Joggers. Justice for Joggers. Thank you for the $5. And I'm not your father, unfortunately. This is good. Most women hate Amber and will start to doubt everything she says. Man, I couldn't find a single person that likes Amber. Unironically, like, outside the corporate media and the paid shills and, you know, blue check marks and whatnot, I legitimately can't find a single Amber supporter. And this is one of the most viewed trials of the year. And I couldn't find, like, a person that, like, legitimately supports. Any person that watched the trial is going to have a hard time defending her. Unironically, because I just wanted to have someone here that would tell me, it's like, okay, well, I support her. And I'm like, but why, though? And I would hear that person's arguments, and I would be like, okay, like that sounds reasonable. Or I'd be like, oh well, that doesn't sound reasonable to me, But I can't find a single person that supports her. Okay, you know what? How many people do we have? Let me. Like, this is a legit question. I'm going to ask you. Okay, we got 135 people. Good. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you guys to be honest. Like, please be honest with me. Okay, don't lie. Like, you gain nothing by lying. I'm legitimately want to know. Do you know anyone that supports Amber? And I'm talking like a person that's not a blue check mark, right? Like, do you know someone that like legitimately supports her? Because I'm legitimately curious at this point. I'm starting to doubt that these people exist. I mean, maybe they're not. I'm not saying they're not, but like, I personally don't know any. Please don't lie in the poll. Like, you gain nothing by lying. It's just something that I want to know. Women hate her. Johnny Depp is beloved, and women in particular love him. They're seeing women abuse. This is a man they don't think the hottest thing around. Oh my god, who knows someone? Like, someone voted yes. Who voted yes? I legitimately want to know. Oh, don't get me wrong. The best way to troll people with the whole Amber trial is to go. Okay, you can't go on Nick's stream, right? Because Nick Riquieta has like 30,000 people watching. You gotta find the streamer that's small. Like someone like me with like 140, maybe 300 viewers. And you say that, oh, I can fix Amber. I can fix her. Just give me a room with her. Amber, you go, girl. You go, girl. You can do this. You got this shit, Amber. You get it. Oh my god, you're going to see the chat freaking out if you do that. Okay, Joshua, who do you know? Like, send it on Twitter in DM. I want to know the guy. Like, legit. The only people who support Amber are people who are paid to. I think, like, her close friends support her as well. But, like, other than that, like, even Hollywood doesn't support. Like, didn't she get kicked out from the movies that she's coming up on? I think her career might be over. Like, she's getting Johnny'd. Amber Heard is getting Johnny'd right now. I noticed you, Roland. And hello, Brie. How's it going? I wouldn't freak out if you want to be in a room with Amber. I would simply ask for your court date. Oof, that is actually true. But here's the thing, like, with Amber, if I get a divorce, I get half her shit, and she's richer than me. Okay, so there we go. I mean, I don't know who these people that are on the quote-unquote right side of history are, because I can't find them. Like, legitimately, I cannot find them. Here's an interesting thing. Every now and then, you listen to Pipkin Pippa, and she drops a couple of words of wisdom. And this is what Pippa said. Here is wisdom. Men and women do domestic abuse differently. So, the way a man does domestic abuse is usually through violence. And the worst that can happen, and I have seen this in real life, unfortunately, the man can either cripple the woman, right? Like, he beats her too hard, or he goes overboard and actually kills her. Right? Like, that is the worst that a man can do. That is the usual way that men do domestic violence. Women do domestic violence as well. Obviously, sometimes it can literally be violence. Like, I had the case at the hospital where she poured hot oil over him, or throws various objects at the man, and sometimes he gets hit. Like, plates are flying, vases, things that can be thrown. But, like, there is another way that women do violence, and it's psychological. Psychological violence, chat. And, you might think that's not a big deal. But when you look at Zoe Quinn, right? Like, Zoe Quinn, when she bullied that mentally ill game developer, and I'm not saying mentally ill as an insult, like, he was legitimately suffering from mental illness. Like, what happened? Everyone turned against him. All his friends left him. No one wanted to hire him. No one wanted to work with him. And he ended up killing himself. That is something that happens. Like women can do that. They have the social power in order to, like push a man to the corners of society where he jumps over the edge. And yeah, like the press isn't going to admit this. And by the way, like sometimes it's justified. I'm not saying that. Like, some men that are actually wife beaters, they deserve it. But sometimes it's not. Like sometimes it's an abuse. And in this case with Amber Heard, I full-heartedly think that's an abuse. I do think that she used her power and her influence, especially when you listen to that recording where she's like, "Who's going to believe you, Johnny? No one's going to believe you. No one will. Who's going to believe you that I beat you, Johnny? I beat you and no one will believe it." Like, okay, well, when you're like that in a recording, it's kind of abusive, like, you know what you're doing. It's not like you're doing this out of emotion, like, she had a bad day and she did something without thinking and then regret. No, like, she was very cynical, very calculated. And this is why a lot of people don't appreciate, why a lot of people don't appreciate Amber. Right? This is why women side with Johnny. Because, like, women know this. Like a man, especially if it's a teenager or men that are teenagers and young boys, they're the ones that are more prone to the mainstream media propaganda. Because they don't live with a woman, they didn't have the experience of what it's like to be a woman. But, like, actual women don't fall for this shit because they know what they're capable of. They know what their friends are capable of. Like, they know that this can happen. They are aware of the power that... I guess, like, the media actually went with this for a while. They called it white women tears, right? So, if you Google white women tears, you're going to see articles in the mainstream media by authoritative sources justifying exactly this behavior. And saying, yeah, like, women can use fake tears in order to get what they want and ruin other people. It was in the context of racism, but it does show that the mainstream media fully understands this thing. That a woman can pretend to cry just to get the victim box. If you see a rebuttal for the PSH test, Amber is clinically evil. I didn't know, like, there's a clinical definition of evil, but if there is a definition for a bad person, then yeah, I would say that she does fit it. Like, alright, hold on. I need to close my Discord because there's people messaging me while I'm streaming. It's very annoying. Okay. What is Aiden typing? Oh, she's got a cat on her keyboard? The data is that women tears cause a hormonal response in men. Fucking hell. Yeah, okay, fine, the data. Dude, the woman can cry on television. Okay, you don't need to smell the pheromones. Or never mind, you're saying that just seeing a woman crying causes the hormonal response? Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, you get like a dopamine rush when you help a woman in distress, right? Like when you see a woman that's upset, you want to help her. I don't know if crying would really work for me. Like crying really annoys me, unless it's like crying for an actual reason. Like, I know that she is genuinely vulnerable and the crying is real, but like if just like some trivial shit and she's crying, it just annoys me. It's like, I just leave the room, basically, at that point. I'm like, okay, well, when you calm down, we can have a conversation. it just feels manipulative. That's why, like you're not a child anymore. I guess this is a little bit of Eastern European mentality as well. I'm pretty sure that in why the fuck do people keep messaging me? How do I? Oh, I think I can set myself to do not disturb. There we go. Right, so this is a Eastern European mindset, which I don't think exists in the United States. So it's not just me, but like other people, because I had previous girlfriends that would cry from shit that's trivial. And I would just leave the room because it felt like they're trying to manipulate me, right? It felt like they're being childish. But I did hear other guys as well, and they would say, it's like, why aren't you growing up? Only children cry. It's kind of like the be a man type of mentality, but applied to women as well. Like, we do that in Eastern Europe. We do not appreciate seeing this level of immaturity, even if it's a woman. And it's more pronounced in the rural area than the cities. Now, I don't know, like, whether the new generation is like that or not, but yeah, like, So for example, what I'm trying to say is that, let's say you're busy, right? Like, I'm working on YouTube videos. I'm making money, all right? And the woman comes in, like one of my exes would come in, and she would start complaining that I'm not paying attention to her. And I would be like, okay, I'll pay attention to you when I finish the videos, right? Because I need to finish them so that I can make money. And then if she would go like, oh, well, you never spend time with me, and then I would just leave the room, because it's like, that is not reasonable to cry. That is not a reasonable situation in which you have to piss your eyes. Now, if you find out that your mother has passed away, then yeah, sure, go ahead and piss your eyes. If someone gropes your ass on the street and you felt vulnerable and whatnot, yeah, okay, that's understandable. But if you're being unreasonable about it, then grow the fuck up. Like, crying isn't going to do anything. It's like literally applying the same way you treat a child. If a child starts crying for no reason, do not give them attention. Because if you give them attention, they're training you. And they're going to keep crying. A child can cry because it's a genuine thing. Like, he's in pain, alright? That's genuine crying. He's hungry because you didn't feed him. Like, okay, that's genuine. Or he can cry because you're not buying his new choo-choo train. If it's about the choo-choo train, then you can just leave the kid alone and ignore him. Thank you, Amak, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Roland S. The witch that is exposed is found to be an enemy of society. That is how society deals with witches. And Amber, well, she is exposed. Oh yeah, like she was role-playing a witch in Aquaman, wasn't she? Never give a tantrum child what it wants. Yeah, like, it's the same with women, honestly. I mean, some women are mature, and they're not going to pull tantrums, but if you have a woman that's pulling a tantrum, you literally need to treat them like a child. If they behave like a child, treat them like a child. The way you treat a child with a tantrum is you ignore them. And when they calm the fuck down, then you have the conversation. Never have the conversation when she is doing the tantrum. Because she's doing the tantrum in order to manipulate you and get what she wants. And if you do that, she's going to keep doing it. And it's very difficult to have a relationship with a child. I'm going to be clipped on that, I know. But it's a joke. Alright? Like, what I'm trying to say, if a woman is in the mindset of a child, you can't have a relationship with her. Right? Because she's going to, I mean, no, seriously, you can't. Like, there is no, you can only have relationships with adults. Like, it needs to be someone of sane mind that can talk rationally. If it's a person that's irrational, I can see why the divorce rates are high. Yeah, if your dog dies, you can cry. Like that. No, there are legitimate reasons. There are legitimate reasons why people can cry. Sometimes they can cry. Like, look, I understand that women are more sensitive. And, like, for example, it happened with my wife. Like, she had a bad day at work, and everything went wrong, and nothing went right that day. And I said, well, if you want to cry, then fine, and I hugged her, and I was just like, let it go, and she cried, and was better afterwards. Like, but that's like a different situation, okay? That is a completely different situation than throwing a tantrum. No poking fun at the blue check marks. You are not allowed to make fun of the slow people from the short bus. Well, apparently you are allowed to make fun of Johnny, right? Like, making fun of Johnny is perfectly acceptable. Like, some check marks are bluer than others. That is why Johnny Depp was leaving until Amber Heard was calmed down. Yeah, like, that's the way you need to deal with this situation. Like, there's no other way. Ignoring it is the only way. You can't reason with a person throwing a tantrum. You can't talk them out of it. You can't do nothing. You can just wait for it to calm down, and then you have and never give in. Like, if you give in to the tantrum, you're going to get more tantrums. That's literally it. Like, you're asking for more tantrums. No, your dog's about to die. You don't cry, especially in front of the dog. No, dude, you can't cry if a dog dies. What the fuck? Like, man, there's a lot of things where it's acceptable to cry. It literally, I mean, it depends when, where, the situation. I don't have a list. You can cry at Lion King. You can cry at Titanic. You know, you can cry if your football team wins the championship. Anyway, so, website, the Daily Wire. Oh no, the Daily Wire. The evil Daily Wire. I love that they don't link the Daily Wire. It's like, it's just with the italic. Like, they used to link their sources, but now no. The Daily Wire spent thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, while Fox News published an article using the tweets of a Gamergate proponent that was mocking Heard's appearance. No, not mocking Heard's appearance. Oh, we have never seen that. We have never seen the media mocking Kavanaugh's appearance. And I'll tell you something else about the media, right? Let me show you something else that the media does. So they claim that, oh my god, mocking someone's appearance is evil, right? Look at this, for example, right? How often does Donald Trump wash his hands? This used to be a thing, right? But isn't this mocking someone's appearance? Like, look here. You know, like, when you do these thumbnails, and I have seen them do this all the time. Like, the media always does this. If it's a person they don't like, they, you know, and it's very easy to do as well. Like, if a person talks for even 10 minutes, you can just pause until you get a, you know, a more, how should I say, uncharitable thumbnail, and then they use that. But it's still mocking a person's appearance. It's literally the same thing. I mean, if you don't say it, but you just manage to catch that frame, and you use that frame in order to make someone more ugly than they are. So let's not pretend that mocking someone's appearance is beneath us. It's something that, oh my god, only the evil people on the internet do. Like, who would mock someone's appearance? He looks kind of badass. I know, like, it's kind of funny because, I guess, like, I don't know, like, liberals like weakness. I don't get it. It's like, oh my god, like, he's so evil, he looks powerful, we don't like power. And then he vote for Joe Biden, you know, like, the weakest, most harmless man that you can ever imagine, which is really great at running the country, especially in Afghanistan. To help with the mortgage. Well, thank you, Sarah. You know, I did pay half of it. It was very difficult. Hopefully I can manage to pay the other half, because bad times are coming. Bad times are coming, and not to mention I will be able to sleep easier at night, knowing it's like, oh, I can't get kicked out of the house, because it's mine now. Leftists hate competence. I don't know. Like, I think like they want the competence to be behind the scenes, somewhere where they don't see it. You know, like think about the leaders in Europe, right? Most of them, the left loves. Name me a leftist leader that inspires strength. Like, if there was a war with Russia, you'd be like, you know what? I'm really glad that this guy is the leader of my nation. I think, like, the only one, surprisingly, is Boris Johnson. Like, Boris Johnson legitimately took initiative during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and he had firm stances on it, and you could rally behind him. It's like, yeah, you know, like, Boris Johnson is going to lead us to victory. Unironically, I know how ridiculous he looks, I know his policies, But the man went into Ukraine by himself. You know, he went into that Ukraine capital with a security detail. The left was freaking out, saying, "Oh my God, but he's in danger. Oh no, oh no." You know who else did that? Donald Trump. He went to North Korea, right? Like, he could have been abducted, theoretically. Obviously, very unlikely. But if Kim Jong-un was literally insane, they could have abducted Donald Trump when he went into North Korea, right? Like, he went on the DMZ zone and he stepped into North Korea. At that point, he could have literally been abducted. It takes balls, you know? Like, you even though you know it's safe, but, like, imagine this. Imagine if you were the US president, right? You're the US president, half the country hates you, it's all that shit. Wouldn't your heart stop when you're asked to step over that fucking line? Boris is a hack. People vote for him because he looked like Donald Trump. I think people vote for him because they didn't like Jeremy Corbyn's Little Red Book. I think people forget just how close the UK was to communism. I'm not saying that the right-wingers, the conservatives in the UK are actually conservatives or anything like that. Their policy is very similar to Joe Biden's. You know, they also want to build back better and all that shit. However, what I am saying is that maybe if Labour would have won, the lockdown would have been a lot tighter. And North Korea would have gotten away with it too. Honestly, I don't know what would happen. Like, I legitimately do not know what would have happened if Kim Jong-un would have kidnapped the US president. Technically, they're still at war. Okay, like North Korea and the US, if I'm not mistaken, technically they're still at war. Trump was hated by almost all the important people and businesses in the US at the time. I think, I don't know. I mean, people would probably panic. I have no idea what they would have done. That's like an interesting question. I should ask Arch. You know, Arch usually has these answers, but like, this is a very interesting question. Like, what would have happened if Trump would have gone into North Korea and he would have been kidnapped? Like, he's asked to step into the country, you know, he steps in, he's asked to step a little bit closer, and then like armed guards just all of a sudden jump in and they put him into a truck and drive off. Like, what would happen then? That's what I would love to speculate. Can you look up Jeff Dunham's Old Man Puppet? It looks like Jeff Biden. Get the fuck out. Hold on. Jeff Dunham, Old Man Puppet. Jeff Dunham, Old Man Puppet. Get the fuck. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Look at this. I want. Do they still sell them? Do they still sell? I want to buy one now. I want to have this in my life, chat. Help me buy one. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my god. Oh, this is so amazing. This is so fucking amazing. Oh, this is so great. I want one. I want one so bad. Why can't I have one? North Korea would have been wiped out of existence. I don't think so, because China would have retaliated. I think they would have tried the diplomatic way. The problem with North Korea, like, look, you don't understand. It's North Korea is very easy to defend. Like I gather, because there's a lot of war games speculating like what would happen if North Korea would go into South Korea. And all the war games have the end goal of pushing North Korea back, but like no one tries to take North Korea, you know? Like they just want to push them back because a fight within North Korea would be incredibly difficult. Right? Even if it's like the US, which is a superpower, it would still be very difficult due to its terrain, the geography, the radicalization of the people and all of that. they would probably try to avoid it. And there's nothing to gain. Like, that's another thing. There's nothing to gain in North Korea. There's no oil. There's no, like, the population is too radical. They're never going to cooperate with the occupation. This is why I'm really curious, like, what would have happened. It is a good plot for a 24 series. It's an excellent plot, you know, but you'd have to build it up during an entire season. Like, you have this president coming up, and he's making good ground in order to try to get North Korea and South Korea to come to the peace table, and he's meeting the other leader, and they're having a great time, and blah, blah, blah. And to the end, you know, like, they're supposed to seal the deal, and he's invited over to the North Korea side, and the North Koreans kidnap him. That would be like a really good 24 plot. Yeah. You can't nuke a country. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, people go like, nuke, nuke, nuke. Okay, if you nuke, you break the Rubicon. And then all bets are off. Like, if you nuke, you can get 10 nukes in return. So there's no reason why anyone would want to nuke. Not to mention, like, if they kidnap the president, you brainlet, like, nuking them may actually kill the fucking president they kidnapped. Like, your goal is to return the president. Is that to rain down nuclear hellfire? Like, that's another thing, right? Because, like, if you kidnap the president, and you don't know where the president is at, you can't just do, like, random places. Fuck. There is a lot of valuable heavy metals to mine in North Korea, yeah, but like it's not worthy the cost of war. Man, have you seen the police at Davos? Like, that's another point, you know, like, recently I keep hearing in the US, it's like, but why do civilians need assault rifles? Why do civilians need assault weapons? Like, why would you ever need an assault weapon? And then I look at Davos, and look at this shit, it's like, This is the police from Davos, right? What the fuck is this? Okay, hold on, no, not this. What the fuck is this? These are police officers, right? What the fuck are they carrying? This looks like a machine gun that you use to suppress charging enemies. It does, like, why are they having this? Okay, so they have a sniper rifle, and they have a machine gun that you use in order to suppress enemy positions. Why do they need this? Who are they? Like, because, like, the idea is like, okay, well, they're getting ready. For what? For what are they getting ready? And even then, you know, like, why do the police have this level of weaponry? Because they're getting prepared for bad shit. Man, if shit is so bad, I need these weapons. If shit is really that bad, if the police is going to war, I need these weapons to defend myself as well. There are dangers to our democracy, yes. And our democracy is at Davos. I love how, you know, like, the Mirror is justifying, oh, well, the World Economic Forum in Davos, the Swiss cops taking no chances. Oh, shut the fuck up. Taking no chances. Dude, you can't do the same job with, like, normal equipment. Why the fuck are you using... Like, what... Look, if you didn't know, if it didn't say Polizei here, you would either think that this is either a terrorist or a soldier. This is scary as fuck. What the hell is this? Look up Davos 2020 police badge. Oh, I gotta see this now. I'm actually going to make a video about this. Davos 2020 police badge. Fact check. The World Economic Forum does not have a police force. Hold on, because you need to read the fact check. You can't just read the title, because they try to sneak up on you like that. You have to actually read what they're saying. So, social media users have falsely claimed that the World Economic Forum has its own police force. after police officers in Davos were spotted wearing badges with the WEF logo during the organization's meeting. Thousands of people have shared this across Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so one has an origin signa, the wording World Economic Forum Police 2022. This should freak everyone out. This organization is not a government, but they should act like it. What is their authority recognized? What authority do they have? The World Economic Forum is the annual meeting in Davos between May, blah, blah, blah. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, one of the attendees at Davos actually has a lot of stocks in Reuters. So if you want to know why Reuters is defending, there might be a conflict of interest, but whatever. The verdict. False. The WEF does not have a police force. The police badges with the WEF logo are used by local police officers in Groundberg to mark the organization's annual conference. You fucking imbeciles. Like, it's a metaphor. It's a fucking metaphor. Like, obviously they do not have a police force. What people are implying is that the police is acting as if they belong to the World Economic Forum. That's the controversy. Okay, like imagine if BlizzCon happened and you have like the police officers with the BlizzCon logo on it. Imagine if an alt-right meeting happened and the police like had the alt-right badge. Oh my fucking god, like these people. See, this is why you need to actually read the article. This is why you need to read what their garbage is being spewed. Because if you just read the title, oh, fact check, mostly false. Oh, well. Yeah, tell me. I mean, I don't know, it's Switzerland, right? So, like, maybe Switzerland is different, but, like, how many times do the police change their badges for events? Like, this is why it blows the mind of people, right? Because the police are being paid by taxpayer money, and they're not supposed to change their badges over events. Even in the UK, where the police paint their cars with the LGBT logo and shit, they do not change their badges. Like, the badge is something that's a symbol, and it's supposed to be neutral, right? It's supposed to be the same badge. In my country, it's actually a crime if you're a police officer and you willingly mess with the badge. Like if you draw stuff on it or if you disrespect. It's called disrespecting the state logos. It's actually punishable by law. Of course, this is like in Romania, so I don't expect other places to have it. But yeah, it's considered like disrespect towards the state, which is basically like disrespect towards your employer at the end of the day, because you're working for the state, aka the taxpayer. You're not allowed to change your uniform. You can get a case canceled if you dare change anything. Uniform, yeah, like exactly. But the thing is, like, no sketch therapy. Like, okay, you're wrong. In the sense that in this particular situation, the state tells them that they're allowed to use this new badge. So, you know, if the law of the, like in Romania, if let's say the government would say, yeah, like because of this event, police officers are allowed to change their badge, like then you're allowed to do it. Like you can change your uniform and you're not going to lose the case. But like other than that, yeah, like the reason police has uniform is so that the public knows they're police officers. And in my country, even wearing a police officer's uniform, if you're not a police officer, is considered a crime because you're impersonating a police officer. Like, even if you're not saying anything and you're just walking on the street like that, I think in America you can, but I think you're not allowed to do it with soldier uniforms. Like, with soldier uniforms is different. But thank you, Elena Ceausescu. I really appreciate the donation. Oh, holy shit, I've been streaming for more than an hour. I should wrap it up, but let's finish this article before wrapping it up, because I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. Really good video for tomorrow, though. The one with the World Economic Forum police. Like, that tells you a lot. I really love when they say, it's like, oh, well, the World Economic Forum, it has no ability to influence legislation. But literally, like, the Switzerland cops are dressed in military gear and they change their badge and shit. But yeah, either than that, like... The state told their police to submit to a powerful symbol. Yeah. Yeah, the soldiers can't change their uniforms either. Like, I think it may be a war crime. There was actually, well, it's a controversy. Like, I think there was a situation where an army changed into civilian clothing, went behind enemy lines, then used their collars again, like dressed their uniforms again and opened fire. And apparently, like, that's considered appropriate because it's like the deception of war. Yeah. Anyway, right. I'm doing great, don't go. I only stream for 1 hour, man. Anyway, right, let's go back to the Heard trial. So everyone is against Amber, right? Like, it's the Daily Wire, it's Fox News. Here's something that I don't understand. It's like, do they actually think that these publications are mind-controlling people? Like, if it wasn't for the Daily Wire and Fox News, everyone would have been defaulting to loving and worshipping Amber. I think it's the other way around. I think, like, the Daily Wire and Fox News notices that people dislike Amber, and they're writing articles because that's what people want to read. So the reason they're pushing all these ads that are worth thousands of dollars is due to the fact that people are interested in this celebrity gossip. Like, this sells. People click on this shit. Again, I want to show you something, right? So the Yellow Flash, I used to watch him daily, and I'll probably watch him again in the future. But I'm an outlier, okay? I'm not like most people. I'm not interested in the Johnny Depp trial. But when you look at the Yellow Flash, I mean, look at it. Johnny Depp. Devastating. Justice. Breaking. War. Wrecked. Checkmate. Enough. Busted. Playing dirty. Look, okay. Now, you might say, oh, wow, well, he's infatuated with the Johnny Depp trial. Look at the numbers. Look at the fucking numbers. 143,000 people watching this, right? So how many... what was his usual numbers that he would get last year? Like, you would get 50,000, 36, 50, right? Like, 140 for his channel is quite good. So this is why, like, he keeps making Johnny Depp trial, because this is what people want to see. Like, people are interested in seeing this. If he was making these videos and he wouldn't get views, like, for example, look, he makes a video about Top Gun. Top Gun, 8.7 thousand views. No one gives a shit about Top Gun. People want to see more of Johnny. Look, 125,000, 112. Right? This is how it works. I can't believe I have to explain to a journalist from The Independent how the media works. I'm trying to prevent you, lady. You're going to have to learn to code if you don't understand this shit. You give people what people want to see. You can't push a news that people don't care about. It's being treated by both media outlets and alt-right trolls I can't make Amber video. Like, look, I don't want to make videos about something that I'm not passionate about. Like, if something that really doesn't understand me that much, I'd rather not. I mean, I'm making this one, but, like, usually, I try not to. You know, I don't want to spam my feed with just, like, the Depp train. Okay, so the alt-right trolls, the ultimate gotcha, forcing the left to admit they supposedly were wrong, that all feminists are liars and that men can be victims of domestic violence as well. I don't think anyone claims that all feminists are liars, but when you push the narrative that you need to believe all women, every single one, dude, like, my mother lied to me when I was a kid. She would probably still lie to me if she'd given the opportunity, but, like, I don't understand, like, the concept that women are above humanity and they don't lie, and you need to believe everything. Like, what happened with trust but verify? You know, someone tells you something, you trust them. It's like, okay, well, let's investigate. And you verify. This narrative has gripped the consciousness of left and right-wing commentators alike. Content creators who earlier posted in support of BLM Pride and other progressive causes are now sharing men too. And don't believe all women hashtags more commonly seen in misogynistic discourse favored by the alt-right and incel users. Oh, shut the fuck up. For example, all cops are bastards, right? All cops are bastards were initially shared by motorcycle gangs. So violent criminals were sharing ACAB, and this was even on the ADL watch list, right? But then Antifa started using it with the defund the police movement, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, actually, this is an okay chant. And it's the same with don't believe all women, right? It's not. Notice how it's not all women are liars. It's not every feminist lies or any bullshit that this person is putting. No, it's don't believe all women, right? And this is true. Are you telling me that all women should be believed 100% of the time, all the time? So if I want to lie to you, I need to hire a woman. I need to hire Sarah Jacobson to speak on my behalf. Like if I'm a corporation, as long as I hire a PR lady, you're going to believe everything she says? Like I can spew her misinformation and you're going to believe her? And obviously, they don't operate like that because Amy Coney Barrett didn't really get very believed by the left when she was advocating for becoming a Supreme Court justice. Yes, like, look, I'm a far-right troll. Not only am I a troll, but I am on the far right of the screen, so there we go. To understand why, we need to understand the alt-right and their formula for viral success. They picked a complicated issue. What the fuck is complicated? Oversimplify it to the extreme and claim to have the most balanced take. Dude, she was recorded saying that she can beat up Johny because no one would believe him. What is overcomplicated? What is the complicated issue? In the case of Depp versus Heard, this has involved them claiming we should believe the facts as though all previous cases of violence against women have been decided purely on the basis of a woman reported that. No, like people are saying, if you're a woman and you're being abused, go to the police. This is what people are saying, right? And secondly, unless the woman is my friend and I know her, I have no duty to believe what she is saying. Because if I believe what she is saying, I have to believe that someone is also guilty, right? Like, I have to believe that the person she's accusing actually did it with no evidence. Why would you do that? How is that just? Why would you want your son, this lady, again, beautiful lady, Catherine, why would you want your son to always be considered guilty until proven innocent? Or your father, or your husband. Like, men and women aren't separated into the tribes. Everything is interconnected. In truth, nobody ever doubted that women are capable of domestic violence. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Although in far lower numbers than men. Well, it depends on what you consider. Like, for example, what Amber did to Johny is domestic violence. Like, everyone distanced themselves from Johny. Everyone made sure that he gets fired. People hurled abuse at him, right? Like, just because... and Zoe Quinn, the person you mentioned. Like, just because it's a different type of domestic violence doesn't mean it's not domestic violence. The believe all women hashtag never meant regard. Dude, I love how they're obfuscating. I love how they're gaslighting. Believe all women hashtag never meant regardless of evidence to the contrary. Yes, it did. It's literally the fucking hashtag. It's believe all women. You oversimplify it to 3 words. Like, she goes, oh my god, the alt-right is oversimplifying. And then she literally oversimplifies it. Yes, believe all women literally means believe all women regardless of the evidence. That's literally what it means. In fact, there are articles in the mainstream media saying that, despite the evidence, we still need to believe Amber because of the grander movement. The same way Black Lives Matter did not mean more than all other lives. Should I show her some conversation on Twitter where there are people that, how do you know what a hashtag means, by the way? Like, a hashtag can mean different things for different people. Especially when it's so subjective, it's really up for interpretation. Like, if you make a hashtag believe all women, why are you Pikachu face when you see people that legitimately mean, yeah, you should believe all women despite or regardless of any evidence to the contrary? The person writing this is just crazy. I think she's paid to write this. Quite literally paid to write this. Like, she knows she has to write this. I don't believe that if I were in a conversation with this lady, that she wouldn't change her mind. Like, if it was like, look, Probably if I was having a conversation here in front of an audience, like, she would still say the things that require saying. But, like, if I was to have a conversation in private where she knew that I'm not recording her and there's no audience, I am willing to bet she would come around. I am willing to bet any money that you want that she's going to be like, no, yeah, V, you're right. Absolutely. I get it. To keep up to speed with all the latest opinions and comments, sign up to the free weekly voices. Yeah, why don't you have a comment section so I can keep up with the weekly opinions and shit? Some TikTokers have found themselves saying they are not anti-feminist, just anti-Amber Heard. Yeah, again, the left doesn't like her. I mean, when it goes to TikTokers, okay, like one of the most fringe, far left, extremist websites on the internet, to the point where you have like the Libs of TikTok account just to expose the crazy. And the Libs of TikTok account never runs out of crazy either, right? And when those people are like, yeah, well, I kind of am anti-Amber Heard, yeah. It should make you think. It should make you think, like, how often do you see the left and the right agree on an issue? Are you telling me that the far left is being influenced, is being puppeteered by the Gamergate alt-right? Like, you do realize that people on the far left don't even watch Fox News. Like, the people on the far left do not read Ben Shapiro. Others have attempted to justify their choices by including phrases such as, even whiny transphobe Ben Shapiro agrees with me. But this does nothing to limit the spread of misogyny and... Yeah. Because, of course, she represents all women, yeah. When I look at Amber Heard, I see my mother in her. Likewise, while I do not believe many of these people have suddenly joined the alt-right, but such messages are being received by those on the alt-right. Why is it that the far left didn't influence the alt-right? Okay, like, by this logic, why is it that the far left, the people on TikTok, and the people that are transphobe, Ben Shapiro, blah, 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 why is it that they didn't push the message and the memes and influence the alt-right, huh? This goes to the heart of every hot potato issue that the alt-right... Who is this alt-right? Who is this alt-right? You talk about misinformation. Who are these people that you keep talking about? Give me their names. Like, who exactly? Chat, can you even name me a single person that is alt-right? Their goal is not to support Depp or his fans. At least use, like, the Groypers or something. I don't know. Like, you use something that has some relevance with the current year. Like, at least name a group that exists. I don't even think Nick Fuentes is outright, to be honest. But, like, at least you'd have a point, like, oh, that guy. I genuinely don't know who they're talking about. For the trolls and incels, why is she bullying me like this? Why is she bullying me like, Catherine, what have I done to you to deserve this? Why are you bullying me, Catherine? The trolls. At least I'm not an incel, right? For the trolls and incels, so at least I'm not that. Anything that adds to their goal of making women more afraid. I don't want you to be afraid of me, Catherine. Chat, how can I make Catherine not be afraid of me? Look, not all trolls, Catherine. Hashtag not all trolls. Please don't be afraid of me, Catherine, please. Listen to my voice, it's squeaky. Do not be afraid, Catherine. I come in peace. I disagree with your article. I think it's full of shit. I think you made an Amber turd here, Catherine. I think you made an Amber. You just made an Amber of an article. But I don't want to hurt you. It's okay. Thank you, therefore. I missed you. This is the first time you see the troll, right? And thank you, Roland. I appreciate it for the bonus for the overtime. So for the trolls it is, and as the goal of making women more afraid. Why do you think there's this, like, overarching conspiracy theory? In order to, like, make women afraid? Like, what the fuck? We have mothers! There is a mama troll out there, Like, I have a wife. I don't want women to be afraid. I just don't want men to be fired with zero evidence. Is that too much? Do you think it's fair what's happening to Johny? Like, he got fired and he got ostracized from all the circles and all of that shit? Is that fair? Is that fair what's happening to him? Why couldn't you just first wait for the evidence? Why was it so hard? Wait for the evidence, and then you can make a decision. I mean, if he's found guilty, by all means. If this was not a case of, like, domestic abuse, like, let's say it was a case where Johny was accused of bribing someone, right? Like, he was bribing, I don't know, a police officer, right? Would he get fired over that? Or would people first go like, okay, well, is there any evidence to it? Why is it that when it's about this type of thing, all of a sudden all the burden of proof flies out the window? Others who have been alive with the alt-right might find themselves at the mercy of the same followers in the future, and the overall effect on women's rights could be catastrophic. And I love the weasel words, could be. Yeah, but maybe this is good. Maybe this is healthy for women's rights, Maybe if people like this are outed, like people who make these false claims are outed, maybe the other women can be believed more. Because people will think like, okay, well, there's at least a safety feature. There's some quality control when it comes to women making accusations. Like, if one of them makes a false accusation, she is treated just as bad as the person being accused. If you have that, like, more women that are being disingenuous and want to take advantage of the situation would shut the fuck up. And would allow the actual women with actual problems to speak forward. I mean, again, like, the media just made the white women tears article, right? Where they literally talk about how women are crying just to get attention and to get black people in problems. Like, Google white women tears. And you see that it was a slew of articles. Like, it was probably over 100 within the span of a couple of months. Like a coordinated media campaign. Now, that was a conspiracy. But anyway, right, I'm gonna go now. Pipkin Pippa is going to interview a Blizzard developer later tonight. I'll see you guys in her chat. Thank you for the donations. I really appreciate them. And hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. And if you did, please share it around. And I'll see you guys in the comment section.